Yo guys, Features Gaming here, welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we are finally back on SCR and we are going to be doing another driving route, and I actually have a few things to talk about in this video. But let's start off by showing you the route that we are going to be doing today. So we are going to be driving the Class 717, obviously doing a metro route, and this time I thought I would do the Stepford Victoria to Barton route, which is 20 minutes and features 12 stops. That's 12 stops if you saw that, because like I said, the thing I want to talk about, it is actually quite a long thing, so I thought a 20-minute route should hopefully cover the duration needed for me to talk about the thing. So I'm going to spawn at Beachley Sidings and get over to Stepford Victoria, and then I'll turn around, and then as we depart from Stepford Victoria to do our route, that is when I'll talk to you about the things that I have planned. So let's spawn here. I will get over to Stepford Victoria. It seems like that the Beachley Sidings is full, so I will wait here and get ready to get over to Stepford Victoria. So we have just terminated at Stepford Victoria, so let's click next leg and we'll be departing in a minute and 11 seconds. I was a little bit late getting into here because there is a lot of traffic around here, surprisingly. I think I was waiting outside of Financial Quarter for a few seconds while I was waiting for a train to get further down the line, because as I spawned into the depot, my feather, not my feather signal, my shunt signal was red because I saw a train that was departing from the depot. So yeah, we have been in a bit of traffic. We are getting green signals at the moment, but I don't know if we will be seeing any more further on in this route. But let's wait here to get departing or to the next station, and I will talk about my few things that I want to talk about. So yeah, I'll just wait here and then I'll start talking as we get driving, or not. As we see, I think that's a 357 that's about to come into Stepford Victoria. So yes, unfortunately, there is a lot of traffic around this area. I don't know why there's so many trains. I assume they're going to want to go first, aren't they? This might not end well for you, unfortunately, mate, because I am technically departing at the same time. You know what? I'm nice. I'm going to let him go first, okay? I'm going to let him go first. I think he's even speeding to get out the depot, to get out the station as well. You know what? Go ahead. I really couldn't care less. I've got loads of time here, so yeah, do what you want. So as we finally depart from Stepford Victoria, let's start off and say a few things of what I want to talk about. So I know it's very early to be thinking about this, but you'll probably, I'll talk about why. But with it coming up towards the end of the year, we're in September at the moment, obviously, as I'm recording this video, probably October as this video is being published, and that obviously means that there's only 2 more months until the start of December. Yes, this is revolving around Christmas. I'll explain, okay? So you're probably thinking, am I going to be doing something that I did last year? Obviously, last year I did Fetchmas, where I did, Roblox Christmas themed games up until obviously Christmas Day. Am I doing something like that this year? The answer is yes, but it's going to be a bit different this year. The thing is, when I was doing this last year, is I was really trying to find Christmas themed games or games that I could tie into a Christmas theme, if that makes sense. And the thing is that took most of my time up, and most of the time the games that I was playing weren't really the best. It was just something that I tried to think of that I could basically make Christmassy themed, and it was quite a lot of hard work, if I can even speak English, doing those, and it just got a little bit tricky for me to try and do all of that. So I'm going to try and just be a little bit more chilled out this year, and I'm only going to do it on one game, which is, of course, it's going to be on SCR, okay? I'll explain a bit more later, but let me just go ahead and stop at Financial Quarter, and then I'll talk about it a bit further as we stop. So let's put on the brakes there. I think that should be a fairly decent stop. Open the doors. Is it a decent stop? I've actually undershot that by miles. Well, I say miles. You be the judge. I would consider that being okay, but I know that I could have done that a lot more better, but hey ho. But yeah, that is the reason why I kind of don't want to do the same that I did last year. I kind of want to make it a bit more chilled out, and I can just fully put all of my time into doing one video. And I've been kind of thinking, should I change the name for this? Because obviously calling it Fetchmas, I mean, it kind of does work with, with it being, SCR and not really all of the games, but I kind of didn't want to call it the same thing if I'm not actually doing the same concept, if that makes sense. So I thought maybe call it Trainmas. I know it's pretty boring, but Trainmas, I don't know, it kind of has a nice ring to it, or if I should just call it Fetchmas Season 2, but it's a little bit different. The name is still a bit of a work in progress at the moment, but at the moment my current mind is tying towards Trainmus, but I'll try and think about that, you know, before I actually start recording the series, because what if I start recording the series, calling it Trainmus, and then halfway as I'm, you know, recording the series, I then call it, you know, Fetchmas Season 2. You know, I do need to literally think of a name before I, you know, before I fully start recording the series, if that makes sense. And the thing is, like last year as well, I do want to chill out this Christmas, you know, so I don't really want to think about trying to do the videos literally in December. I want to basically have them all prepared and done by the end of November, so I can just fully chill out in Christmas or chill out in December, do what I want, you know, play some Christmas games, you know, with my sister, spend some time with them, and only focus on the streams basically. So that is my plan for that, and that obviously means that I have to prepare quite a lot of videos. And the thing is that if I can get them all prepared in total, obviously I want to do up until Christmas Day as well. I want there to be a video on Christmas Day. If I can get fully prepared, then I might try and do an extra video on Christmas Day to be published. That means 26 videos in total that I need to literally record, edit, prepare, all by the end of November, which is gonna be a long task to do. It's gonna take me quite a while to do this, and that is why I am basically explaining this in this video, because the thing is that I honestly might start preparing these literally next week. Okay, so I just want to put out basically a video, an announcement saying that there might not be an SCR video or any video on my channel really for the next few weeks, because I want to spend a lot of time so I can prepare for this series. Okay, I want to get it all done, all prepared, ready to go as soon as possible basically, so that I know that I've got December basically fully done and ready for when those videos need to go out, so I can spend a lot of time, you know, just chilling out, enjoying December like I basically did last year. And obviously the quicker I get the videos started, you know, the quicker it will be for me to finish them. So yeah, if I can basically get them started as soon as possible and get them edited, then, you know, it's all for the better. And, you know, when I get them done, then I can maybe do a few more, you know, videos before, you know, we start that series, if that makes sense. That was a slight overshoot there, but hey ho. So now a lot of you are probably thinking, oh well, what's going to happen to the Christmas themed games that we all, you know, that we all know and like? You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, do get updated in December. Well, the thing is that during December, when we get into December, I'm going to make sure that there's going to be 2 streams a week on Roblox. Okay, 2 streams a week on Roblox, and they're all going to be Christmas themed games. Okay, so if there's a game that doesn't have a Christmas update or anything like that, I'm not playing it. Okay, so I thought I would put that out. So only Christmas themed games will be playing in the month or in the weeks leading up to basically Christmas Day, and maybe towards the end of December as well, because why not? So that was basically what I wanted to essentially talk about. You know, I wanted to basically give you know, a word of warning that there may not be a video on my channel for the next few weeks. If there is, then it's probably going to be something, you know, just very basic and not really too heavily edited. I'll probably announce when I have got them finalized if I do, but just thought I would let you know is that this honestly could be the final video before I start that series, because you gotta think, you know, trying to, you know, pre-record and edit 26 videos, if I do indeed do the double upload on Christmas Day, is quite a task. You know, it's not easy, you know, considering I only work, you know, myself. You know, I have to, you know, record the videos, I have to edit them, and as you've seen from my editing, you know, I do try and do a lot of, you know, editing, and I need to make a thumbnail for them as well. I mean, I don't know if I'll use a basic thumbnail for all of them or if I'll make different ones for each one. I'll probably just go with the same one just so it's easier for me, but it's not an easy task. Okay, it's going to take a long time for me to literally get all of these done and ready in time. It's not an easy task, guys. And the final thing that I will basically talk about is, am I planning to do Vlogmas this year as well on my second channel, obviously Factory Plus? Yes, but the thing is that I don't know if I am going to do it every day like I have done for the previous few days, or the previous few years. I mean, I think it was towards the end of the last time I did it, I was only doing it on like certain days, because trying to do a vlog every day got a little bit tiring, and we don't really do much throughout, you know, December. You know, we do try and do a lot of, you know, Christmas activities, but I think over the years we've kind of just felt it being a bit too busy, and we kind of just want to, you know, chill out a bit, you know, a lot more and just enjoy being at home and not really doing much. So I don't know if I am going to do it every day or if I will just do it on specific days, for example. example, like day one, I'll probably do it because, you know, that's the start of Advent. If we do something special on that day, then we might, you know, go ahead and, you know, I might go ahead and record that. And then obviously Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I'll do all of those, you know, special days I will record, but I don't know if I'll literally record, you know, like every single day. I'm still working on that. And that was actually effectively everything that I wanted to do. And honestly, I have my notes on the left side of my screen, you know, as I'm recording this. And as I was looking at them and preparing them, I was like thinking, this could take me 20 minutes or, you know, even more to, you know, talk about, but I've actually done it and we're only halfway through our route towards Barton. So I guess I kind of have actually, you know, I probably could have done, you know, a shorter route. I don't think I would have covered it in the 12-minute or the 5 minutes it predicted me to do the other other metro route or whatever it was. But it has taken me quite, or it's taken me, what's the phrase? You know, I've talked about these quicker than I was expecting, if that makes sense. Earlier than expected, I guess is the right phrase. I guess the next thing that I could basically just talk about is the last Metro video. If you didn't see the start of that, basically it took me a month and a half between recording that video to uploading that video. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, really. I think what just happened is I started recording it literally, I think it was a few days after I finished, you know, recording, you know, or after I made the one before the last one, if that makes sense. And I guess just after that, I kind of didn't really do anything because, you know, that is when I said, you know, that is when we had, you know, a pretty, you know, big heat wave. And, you know, I was downstairs on my laptop. So, you know, I was obviously doing a bit of it downstairs, but editing the video didn't really, you know, it didn't really happen. And I don't really know why, because, you know, I can clearly edit downstairs and I don't know why I didn't really record or why I didn't really edit it. And then when I came back upstairs, I was basically doing the exact same thing that I did, you know, that I did before. You know, I was basically just playing games and really editing just didn't really come across my mind. You know, I think I was also getting back into XRS, so, you know, that was taking a lot of my time, you know, a lot of my, you know, a lot of my afternoons, you know, trying to practice for those, because even though I am Division 5, which is basically the slowest tier that you can, you know, that you can race, and I do want to basically chill out really while racing and not really try too hard, I still want to try and be as quick as I can. So I do try and practice as much as I can just so I can be quick, you know, if I want to. So it's not really that easy. Is there a dispatcher here? Because I think I just heard one. There might be. Yeah, there is a dispatcher. So yeah, although I was, you know, although I wasn't really planning to be quick in races or anything, I still tried to be as quick as I could, which is why I was still practicing. And yeah, my free time for editing just didn't really exist. But, you know, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things now. You know, I'm trying to get back into editing. I'm trying to see if I can make that video or that series like I was talking about, you know, that Christmas series. So I just hope that I can get everything done and dusted by, you know, by the deadline, which is obviously the end of November for me, so I can chill out in December, and then I hopefully, like I said, I can make more videos. But yeah, that is why the previous video basically took a month and a half to come out, because for some reason my motivation just wasn't there to edit that video, and I literally have no idea why. But yeah, hopefully that clears up why that video took so long to come out. It's a huge error on my behalf, because, you know, YouTube is work, you know, it's what I should be doing, but really my motivation just wasn't there. It wasn't really so much a burnout. Like, I wanted the video to come out. It was just the motivation that I had, it just wasn't really there, really. So yeah, like I said, hopefully that does clear things up. But anyway, as we continue our journey, we are off to New Harrow, because we are doing the anti-clockwise version of this route, as I stated, not the clockwise version, because it was a slightly bit longer in duration than I thought. I honestly thought this would have taken me so long to talk about, but it didn't, because I've actually ran out of things to talk about. So I will probably literally just be talking about things on the route now, and that'll be it. I'll probably just be, you know, cutting towards, you know, me entering and exiting stations like that, just try and speed things up a little bit more. But yeah, here we are entering into New Harrow, so let's continue to slow it down, and we'll get ready to stop at the S car marker. Obviously we don't really have, or, you know, we don't have a 555 or 777 to, or, you know, car to stop at. Which actually, that has that has reminded me of something. When I was doing the last video and I was driving the, I think it was the, what class was it? It was the 756. I was stopping at these car markers, and I think I was like seeing this when I was like editing the video. You know what? I'm actually stopping in the wrong place here, because I was so used to driving. I think the train I did before that was the 777, or it might have been the 555. I can't exactly remember which journey I did before that. And I was so used to stopping at those because I recorded 2 videos in one day. And I was like I was like rewatching the video, and I was just like, why am I stopping there? Because that was actually the wrong stop to stop at. Obviously, it was a bit easier for the stations where, where I didn't, or where they didn't have the dedicated metro stops, but it was so weird that I was like, I was rewatching the video going, I'm not stopping right here. And I think someone actually pointed it out in the comments as well, and literally as soon as I read that comment, I was like, oh no. And I should mention as well, if you have any questions about, the series that, during December, leave a comment and I'll see if I can reply to you guys, because that is something else that I've kind of been slacking on as well, is actually responding to people in the comments and stuff. I do read them, but I haven't really been interacting with them. But again, that is, a huge error on my behalf as well, and something that I do want to start doing a bit more. So yeah, if you have any questions about, the Christmas series, do leave a comment, and I will respond in the best way I can to hopefully be a bit more understanding. Like if there's something that you're a little bit worried about or concerned about, or if you have any questions about it, just ask me and I will do my best to respond to you, and hopefully I can make it a bit more understanding on what I'm doing, or basically answer your question that you'll have basically. Anyway, off to Ellesmere Junction, which is just further up the thing. I think actually if I zoom in I can see the start of the platform there as well. I guess another thing that I can quickly talk about is I'm still on my laptop at the moment, and you may be thinking, Fetch, it's freezing outside, start using your PC. I know, but the thing is that me using my laptop at the moment, it's saving a bit of, cost at the moment for electricity, because, running a PC, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, and I think running a laptop is a bit cheaper at the moment. So yeah, I think at the moment I'm just going to, I'm just going to continue on my laptop, but when I start recording that Christmas series, I probably will switch over to my PC, because I have a lot more storage on there, obviously, so I can record a lot more videos, and it'll just be easier for me to basically manage things and, organize things as well, because I think that's another thing, for recording a big series like that. Like, I really need to be organized with it, so I know exactly what I'm doing on what day and know what I'm doing effectively. The only thing I don't know though about that series is what route I'm going to do. Like that's really the major thing that this series is kind of running off. I don't really know what route to do. So my main kind of thought process was just spinning a wheel every day to see what what we get, and maybe like a like a mystery video sometimes, where I just 45, where I basically just get the route given and I drive that route, like sort of mystery, because I guess that is kind of sort of related to Christmas, because when you're opening your presents on Christmas Day, you don't really know what to get, and I guess that could, that could kind of tie into me spinning the wheel, what route's it gonna be, what are we gonna get? So yeah, it'll probably just be something like that, but I literally don't know. I've thought of the concept, I haven't thought of the idea though. I think that's really the best way to describe it, really, but that is basically what I need to do. There are still many things that I need to do before I even start recording this, and I should also just mention as well, this is all just an idea, nothing is confirmed until I actually start it, so just take everything of what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. I want it to happen, but whether it actually will, I actually have no idea. Like, I could be saying this in a video and this whole Christmas thing not actually even happening, so I will just say that, none of this is confirmed. I want it to be confirmed and I want to do it, but until I've actually recorded the things and edited it, I can't actually say for absolute certain that this is happening. So I will just say that take everything of what I'm saying with a pinch of salt, because nothing is confirmed until it's done. But here we are at Barton. We have just finished our route, so it took us 21 minutes in total, and we are about 2 minutes late, but we did have to wait for someone exiting Stepford, Victoria, but I think that was a good route regardless. But that is going to be it for this video. So if you did enjoy this video and you want to see more, then obviously make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe as well. It's completely free and you can always change your mind later, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. But until then, take care and peace out, and as always, stay fetchy.